My husband is a doctor. He gives me an injection every night. As a result, my tiredness of the day is removed and I can sleep comfortably. One day while cleaning the house, the injection fell and broke. Knowing that my husband will be angry, I pour water in it. And at night he gave me that watery injection. Then leaves the room. I couldn't sleep, so I went out to find him. Then I saw what I saw. My chest trembled. Because there it's been 2 weeks since my wedding. These days my body started a strange pain. This pain arises in my night. And it goes away in the morning. In the morning there is no pain in my body. I keep wondering what kind of pain it is. That only starts at night. The first silently suffered this pain. But then the pain increases with time. My name is Reshma. My husband is a doctor. But I did not tell him about my problem. Because in the family I come from, doctors are not seen well. My mother says that doctors just feed people many chemicals called medicines which cause their bodies to deteriorate very quickly. We did not believe these fake doctors. We used to treat ourselves with magic and amulets. And so I did not tell my husband about my condition. My mother did not want me to marry a doctor. But since my husband was a very big man, so mother agreed. Everything was going well after the wedding. But suddenly one day I started this pain. And since then it continues to grow. There is no sign of this pain during the day. I am completely healthy. But in the afternoon, my whole body hurts so much that it is difficult for me to stand up. My husband was a good man. He took care of me and kept an eye on me from behind. Sometimes I asked why you secretly keep an eye on me. He said, I love you. And my love never lets me take my eyes off you. When I'm not with you, then my eyes are on you. I felt very lucky to have such a husband. One day my husband came to me and said something like that. Hearing that, the ground moved from under my feet. He says, I know. Your whole body hurts a lot at night. Don't worry, everything will be fine. I was shocked to hear this. I was only telling my mother about the pain in my body. Not told anyone else. Then he told me, you are not afraid. I will treat you. Then you will be fine again. I was nervous. Because I did not believe in doctors. Saying this, my husband leaves. I spent the whole day wondering what medicine he would give me. In the afternoon he came from his room and told me, I have brought an injection for you. Take it and you will be fine. At first I was very nervous. But my husband comforts me. That will be alright. I agree with my husband. And I agreed to take the injection. Then he asked me to lie down and gave the injection. After taking the injection, my whole body became rest. But after a while I feel very comfortable. The body pain suddenly disappeared. And I fell asleep comfortably. I don't know what happened then because I fell asleep. The next morning I woke up after a long time and I slept comfortably all night. I could not sleep for a long time because of this pain. I got up and prayed. I thank God very much. The injection did not harm me, but I was cured. In the morning my husband asks me how I am. I say that I am much better than before. He says that from now on I will give you an injection every night. Told me not to sleep before the injection. I shook my head. Since then, he gave me an injection every night. As a result, the pain in my body went away and I was very relaxed. Then I would sleep so deeply that I could not open my eyes all night. I woke up in the morning and I felt very healthy. Thus for a year I continued to take the injection. I did not tell my mother that I was taking the injection. One day my mother came to my house to meet me. I am afraid that the mother did not see the injection. Seeing that, mother will be very angry and will ask my husband, why is he giving me such poisonous drugs? I began to think what can be done. The injection was kept in the room where the mother was sitting. Then an idea came to my mind. I brought my mother out of the house for some work. Then I went home and hid the injection in another place. I found peace in thinking that mom would not know anything. It goes on like this. Whenever my parents or someone else from my father's house came, then I would hide the injection, so that they do not see. My husband used to be very cautious about injections. If I fell asleep before he came back, he would be very angry. Even so, he loved me very much and never showed anger at me. But he would get very angry if something went wrong with the injection. I wonder why he does that. One day he told me the reason. I was surprised to hear. I wondered if anyone could love someone so much. My husband tells me he loves me so much that my body doesn't get worse. So he gives me daily injections on time. Do not want to make any mistakes in this work. My love for my husband increases. One day my Mizo comes to my house to meet me. I hide the injection in the fridge, so that he cannot see. After talking with me all day, he left in the afternoon. I took the injection from the fridge and went to put it in the right place. But I went to lay hands on it. The injection slipped from my hands and fell to the ground. And quite a bit of injection was wasted. I didn't let it break. I fearfully put it back in its place. And I sat waiting for my husband to return. When he came back and saw that there were less injections in the injection bottle, he was very angry. He said, "What did you do? Where is the rest of the injection?" I told him everything in fear. He started shouting angrily. Said, "You know how expensive an injection. I just bought you an injection every day because I love you." After scolding me, he gave me the injection. And I fell asleep. I woke up the next morning feeling great. I wondered why my husband was so stupid as to give me an injection. But then I thought that he really loves me so much and cares for me. This is how the day began to pass. Once during Eid I decided to clean the whole house. So one day after my husband left for work I started cleaning the house. Even did not let me do much homework. That's why I couldn't clean the house during Ramadan and short Eid. I clean every room. I keep things in one room and clean that room thoroughly. When it's clean, I bring all the things back to that room. All the houses were clean. Only one room was left. The room where the injection was kept. I took all the things in that room to another room. But then something happened that scared me. I took the injection to another room and it slipped out of my hand. I was so scared because last time my husband scolded me so much. The injection bottle fell to the ground but did not break. There was a lot of injection rolling on the ground. Now that bottle had a little injection. I was very scared. What if my husband finds out? I sat for a long time and began to think about what to do. My husband will be very angry when he comes back. Then I figured out a way. I poured water into the injection bottle and filled it as before. Now I'm sure my husband will no longer know that many injections have been wasted. When my husband comes back, then I am a little afraid of the fear that if he knows that the injection bottle is full of water, my husband saw the injection, then gave me. I am sure that he did not understand anything. After taking the injection I was waiting for when I would fall asleep. But today I was very worried. That's why I can't sleep. I have no pain in my body. After taking the daily injection I fell asleep, but today I was wide awake. But I was lying down with my eyes closed hoping that I would fall asleep soon. In the middle of the night, my husband got out of bed and went out. I wondered where he went. I thought maybe went to the bathroom. I was waiting for him to come back. But after a while he did not come back. Then I came out of the house to find him. Come out and see no one at home. I called my husband's name a lot. But I did not get any healing. I came back home very worried. My husband returned home at 5 in the morning. I was lying quietly with my eyes closed, so that he thinks I'm sleeping. I was very worried all day. I had a friend's house very close to my house. I went to his house and told him everything. He heard all this and said, "There is no doubt that your night's sleep comes because of the injection. Your body pain is now gone. But your husband goes somewhere at night. It's not that he wants to do this with you. I refused to accept it and returned home after a big fight with my friend. Tonight my husband put me to sleep with that injection. Again. But I don't sleep at night. I notice again that he gets out of bed and goes out. Today I followed him, so that I know where my husband goes out of the house. My husband left the house through the back door to the storeroom. I was going after him. I stepped very slowly, so that no one understands I'm behind. I wonder why my husband needs to be in the warehouse at night. He opened the door and entered the warehouse, and I was standing outside waiting for him to come out. But he did not come out. After a while, I opened the door of the warehouse very anxiously and peeked inside. Seeing the scene inside, the ground moved from under my feet. Because there is no one inside, I opened the door and entered. There are only some old things inside. I began to wonder where my husband went. There is no window in this room to get out. Thinking, suddenly I stumbled upon a thing. I looked down and saw that a sheet had moved to my feet. As the sheet moved, I saw such a thing on the ground. I was scared to see that. Downstairs was a small door. I was shaking when I opened the door. Then I saw a ladder to go down. Seeing this, I was shocked and my curiosity increased. So I started down the stairs. Break the stairs when I reached down. Then I was more nervous. I saw my husband talking to some people below. Seeing all this, I was afraid and hid. There was a big room in front. I never thought that there was such a room under my house. My husband was smoking a cigarette with two other people with their faces covered. I saw my husband smoke cigarettes for the first time. He was talking to two other people. I wanted to listen to them, but I was standing there. From there I could hear bits and pieces. Then I saw them go to the back of the room. I was surprised to see that there is another room at the back. I hid behind a door a little further. Through the door I could see the scene inside. I see a lot of money inside. My eyes widened when I saw this. Where did my husband get so much money? Then another thing caught my eye. I saw a man tied to the chair with a rope. I was more nervous when I saw it. Then my husband came out of the house, two more people. I wanted to run away from there in fear, but could not escape. I was hiding there. I saw they left the room and went to the outer room. Then went up the stairs. I also wanted to get out of here, but I wanted to know who. I went inside that room and saw that someone was actually tied to a chair and his face was covered with a black cloth. As I approached, he heard the sound of my footsteps and began to shout, "Don't kill me, leave me alone." The voice of a woman. I quickly removed the black cloth from his face. I saw that she is a woman. Seeing him, I thought I would run away. But he stops me and says, "Please save me." I was very nervous. But God gave me courage and I untied him. He thanked me after opening it. I asked him, "Who are you? And what are you doing here?" He says, "I'm Mariam." "Who are you?" I said, "I am the doctor's wife. I came here after my husband." Then she told me a terrible thing. She told me that my husband is not a doctor. I was shocked to hear it. "What are you saying?" Then what he told me gave me a big shock. He said my husband is the leader of a group of robbers. They have a team of 5. Those who steal and collect stolen goods. Not only that, they smuggle these things to other cities. I do not believe this. I say that I know my husband is a doctor. He says you don't know anything. Because I am also a member of this group. I was shocked to hear it. I said, "If you are a member of that group, then why did they tie you up?" Says with a smile, "First you listen to my whole words." Then he told me the whole story. He said they were all robbers. We don't just steal, we sell stolen goods to other cities. We earn a lot of money by doing this, so that the police do not suspect us. So we are all in different disguises. I pretended to be a nurse. The clinic needed a doctor. So your husband has to catch the doctor's base. We did this so that no one would doubt us. Everything was going well. Then one day you came into our lives. It feels like you went shopping in a shopping mall. There we went to steal. That's when Afzal means your husband's eyes on you. He liked you at first sight and decided to marry you that day. Send a marriage proposal to your home with one. But your parents wanted to meet Afzal's parents. But Afzal has no parents. So we found a way. I went to your house dressed as Afzal's sister. And the relationship matured. Then Afzal married you. After marriage, Afzal was not going out to steal at night. As a result, we were suffering a lot. Because Afzal is a very important member of our team. We were all very worried that how we will handle so much loss. Then we all found a way together. Afzal consult with the doctor and eat a medicine mixed with food. To win, your body would ache at night. For his treatment, Afzal gave you a sleeping injection every night. After giving that, you go to sleep and go out to steal Afzal. Afzal did not want to leave you. He loves you so much. So he hides you and goes out to steal at night. You do not understand when you are asleep that your husband is not at home at night. It goes on like this. Then he asked me how you came here. I said before you tell me what happened to you. He said one day they had a fight with me. I gave up on this team. I wanted out of this group. I thought I would start a beautiful life. I fell in love with a scholar. But my team people keep me locked up here. And began to beat me to say it and cried. He said they beat me every day. And asked to come back to the team. But I would not agree. I was very disappointed to hear all the words of Mariam. I loved my husband very much but I didn't like playing with other people's lives. The next day I and Mariam go to the police station. And tell the police everything. The police decided to search our house that night. My husband and his men were alarmed not to see Mariam in that room at night. They understand the mess and decide to escape from there. But the police got there just in time and arrest them before. I looked at my husband with bored eyes and said that the love that started with a lie has no price for me. Then 6 years have passed. Mariam is very happy now. My husband still knows I still love him. So I divorce him. I was waiting for him. After a few months he will be released from prison. Then we will start life again. My husband has promised me that he will not steal again. Thanks guys.